Ciao Tiziana, buonasera e benvenuta. Non si sente nulla? Non sente la mia voce? Cosa è successo in questo istante? Non mi senti? Perfetto. Ok, ora dovresti sentirmi. Ora sì? Ora mi senti? Welcome guys. We are experiencing some issues with the voice. That's weird because on the same setting we used the last time. Perfect. Okay. So today we are coming back to Witchhorn III skin tone. Sadly, I had many issues last week, so I haven't had any chance to paint more our figure. So in some point you are lucky because we will start together painting the skin tone. Welcome guys. Okay, last time we started the sketch of this figure. We started to sketch a bit our skin tone and some part of the ropes. And today we will focus on the skin tone of the figure. So we will start to create more lights, highlights, and we will work on the midtones. So starting from this base we did last time, we now start to move into midtone and some kind of highlights, and we will try to refine all the edges and all the to define all the part of the skin tone and the part that are very close to them. I just prepared this basic a sort of muddy color made of green, blue, yellow and brown, and I will use a bit of white every time to bright this color that will be our basic color for the skin tone. If we look to the figure, to the paint job of Gerald Brown, we can appreciate a very desaturated and muted white, pale white skin tone. So we will use the white only for the top highlights and the highlights, so we will try to create a lot of different nuances of color for all the midtones. I will use this color just as a sort of base, so my main focus now will be on trying to follow what I've done before, but to brighten a bit up. So starting from the face and the top of the body, I will go to blend down, and slowly using less of this color for the legs and the lower part of the figure, because of course I won't keep the value difference among light and shadows. Okay, so to upgrade, the high midtones there, I just start this kind of little stippling on the top highlight of the figure. Especially on the face, we have to try to keep the face the most bright part of the entire skin tone, because we want having the focus in this area. Especially when we paint figure, we need to try to focus all the attention of the people who is watching your miniature to the face and the top of the shoulder, this kind of triangular shapes there. This figure by composition is very easy to achieve that, because we can follow the triangular shape of the head. So from the top of the head to the shoulders, it's very easy to draw there a sort of triangular shape, keeping us very focused on that. Okay, I just washed my brush into the cola that's the weird side to be a miniature painting washing constantly is rush into the color. It's something that it's literally happening daily to me. I don't know how to avoid that, but if there are 2 cups of water or 1 cup of water and 1 of cola, I will ever clean the brushes inside the cola one. Okay, how you can see it's very easy for me pushing up those colors there, because the base we did last time, it's literally including many colors, so it's very easy trying to paint by layers. So I'm just placing the color when I want keep the bigger coverage, and then I can just try to blend down, moving the color into the shadow part. And that way. Okay. Now that I'm going to approach the lower part of the figure, starting from the same muddy color there, I will try to create more nuance of color, going into the greens and into the browns. So slowly I will proceed to literally do again what I did the last time, but blending over blending, value on value. I want start to achieve a smooth finish for the highlight part of the skin tone, keeping at the same time the same color, more strong in some part of the figure. So for example, for the legs, I don't want try to keep the same smooth finish, for example, for the chest. So also by the finish I will try to increase the value effect. So for example, I will go to try to have a very clean, smooth, blended highlights with sometimes maybe some very few strong brush strokes. And for the shadows, I don't care about that, because I can keep the shadows more raw, more dirty, because I don't need definition there. We just need to create the illusion of the shadow. And also because, of course, we'll try to push the eye of who is watching the figure to the upper part. Okay, especially in this point here, where we have this kind of wrinkle, the position of the leg and the body, we need to try to keep this part as much as possible connect to the hip. There are no separation here. Maybe there are some kind of wrinkle in the skin tone due the, of course, position that is going to move the skin in some kind of position where the skin itself is going to create some bends. But generally speaking, we have to connect the leg to the hip. We will have not this kind of line, we will have just this part here, a bit in shadow, but at least we have to focus on the light, on the leg. So our goal for today is to at least upgrade and bright up the highlights without reaching maybe the white, but we have to at least arriving to a sort of very pale, dirty white off value for the skin tone. The reason why I didn't start on painting with the white is because I won't keep all the mid-tones and the job that I did before, because it will go to create a very interesting skin tone, a very complex one. Okay, since we are having some kind of issue with this live, so I need to ask you guys that are watching me if the live is visible on the website and on YouTube. I mean, there are some people that are looking to join us, but they are not looking and they are not finding the live. So please give me some feedback. Because it seems to me that we are live on YouTube, but people are not able to find the live from the main page. Okay, so this is a bit weird because there are a bunch of people that are not able to join the live on YouTube. This is really weird. So let's come back to our painting. So again, I'm just working on refining the job I did the last time. Oh, Spiridon is here, welcome. If you don't know who is Spiridon, you should check his Instagram page and follow all his projects. We have to do a live together, you know? So when I face a shape like this here now on the breast, I try to follow the shapes of the figure with the brush. So in this way all the brush will be seen, will seem a bit more natural. They will follow the volume and it will look a bit more less weird. Because when you have some kind of specific shapes, like for example this one that is a circular shape, and you start to paint with a very strong straight line, you are literally going to cut in a totally different way how the shape, the volume is sculpted. So you have to follow the sculpt. Same here on the fingers. I will try to follow the natural shapes of the fingers. So okay, we have probably, okay, I can get here from the link in Discord, but this video is not showing up in the live tab. Oh, this is very, very weird. I don't know why. This is weird. Why is not showing up? No, it's not visible on YouTube. Okay, that's weird. And probably this is also the reason why we have very few people today here who are speaking and watching me painting together. It's a link only access. This is very weird. A link only access. Okay guys, I will just try to... It's a private stream. No, I mean, I did the same. I didn't change anything compared to last time. I just started the stream. Private. No, the video is not private. No. Make sure this is set public. Yes, it is set to public, so this is very weird, too weird. I mean, I didn't change anything compared to the last two streaming we did. This is weird. I'm trying to understand how. Okay, live chat, yes. It's open, yeah. Only unlisted. What does it mean, unlisted? Thank you for the private lesson. Yes, guys, I'm going to make a private lesson, and this is not my goal today, so I'm trying to fix it. And listed with only people, yeah, but I mean, I didn't. Everyone here is from the Discord, yeah, but other people from the Discord maybe was trying to jump in from probably the channel or other things. Told me, hey, I'm not able to. Okay, I fixed it. Now it's yeah. Now it's public. Okay, I don't know why it was in another folder on the software for the live streaming, and it was under private. Okay, this is weird. I fixed it, so we can back to painting. Okay, perfect. Probably now people will try again to jump in, and they will be able to join us. So, sorry guys for the issue, but I mean, I'm not so expert of YouTube. This is only my third live stream there, and again, I don't know what happened. So we were painting the skin tone here. So moving especially on the legs, I will try to keep a bright and matte tonality for the legs, and then I will work with some kind of glazes or something like that, or in transparencies, to push them in the shadows, but at the same time it's trying to keep all the volumes construction there, because I won't keep it. It's like Las Vegas class all over again for me. Yeah, I mean, you did many, I don't remember how many classes you did with me, 2 or 3, something like that. And you're still here listening to me, so probably I'm not totally boring. So I'm still painting only using our heavy body, especially for those kind of works. Those are very good because they long dry process allow you to place the color in the right position and then going to blend it on the surface, so you don't have to struggle too much, because they are not drying at all, and you are able to move them for a few minutes before having the surface completely dry. Hello, welcome. Yeah, I was supposed that many people they are just waiting or looking for the live, but they were not able to come here. So now that I'm approaching, I will start now to refine this step, but I won't start from the legs, from the feet, because I won't stay here painting this area to set a sort of ground zero in terms of lighting and in terms of texture, and something that will give me a sort of basic point where I can constantly check. Because painting this area here, that is the darkest one, will allow me to control constantly if I have to be brighter or less bright, if I have to blend more, because there will be a sort of tool to check all the other area on the surface, on the figure. Okay, now I can also start to play a bit with different kind of skin tone finish, because of course I will try to have a very smooth finish for the face, for the breast, because this is a more feminine figure here, but going down is starting to turn into a monster. So also all the brush stroke there will be more rude, more strong. I will start to create a very strong line, because of course I won't create more differences among the lower and the top part. especially when I paint this kind of monstrous skin tone. I try to create a lot of wrinkles, dots, something that is going to disturb a bit what is usually more normal for us as a skin tone. So I'm trying to create something that is going to disturb a bit the vision. Hello Frozen, welcome. Hey chat, today you are a bit silent. I mean, the last time we had many questions about the color and the process. Are you probably sleeping because I'm very boring, or just looking at the best process ever? I'm joking. As I usually repeat during my workshop, I think that this is just one of the many different processes you can find. I mean, this is just my process, my way to approach painting. This is not the best one. This is this is not the right one. It's just one of the best. One of the many different processes in the world. This is my process, and it's something that I developed during many years of painting, just because it is allowing me to get results. What paints are we using today? Probably you missed the last live, but I'm trying to paint the wolf figure using only more or less our everybody. So now for the skin tone I'm using green and turquoise, white, yellow and brown, because I want to have a very limited palette, muted one for the skin tone. I want to show you how I'm playing with my palette. I create this kind of muddy color there, and then following the necessities I'm moving to the bluish, greenish, yellow parts. So working that way, I'm very free to move from a part of the figure to the other one without any kind of scheme. That's very important to me because I won't be able to paint everything at the same time. I don't want to close my process in some kind of the compartment. So during the paint job I'm constantly watching here, but because I'm watching my reference, so I'm watching the Gerald Brom painting because it helps me to balance the color and to follow a reference. It's easier when you're going to try to create a specific ambience or effect. Working constantly by memory is very difficult, and sometimes it's the worst thing we can do, because of course our brain is not going to remember everything. It starts to make a sort of collage of information, so we don't have the whole vision of what we are going to do. So if you are going to paint an effect or something on material, the best way is to working with a picture of that. Do you want to paint, I don't know, a leather stuff, a cloth, something like that? Try to use a picture of the material as a reference. Something that I usually repeat constantly during my workshops is to avoid to watch other miniature painting, or other miniature painting or other miniature results on the gallery, and using them as a reference. You can take inspiration from other miniature painted. You can use them as a sort of guide to learn specific fundamentals or effect, but when you go to approach your own path, if you use them as a source of you can use them as a source of inspiration, but if you go to use them as a reference, it's very difficult to follow them and get a very good result, because you are going to use as a reference something painted by someone that already used as a reference something else. So when you go to approach your own path, try to use the only real reference that is the reality, it's the real world. So just take a shoot of a movie, use picture, watch outside, I don't know, if you want to paint something, I don't know, metallic, non-metal, you can use a real reference or a real object on your desk to analyze them, but don't use other painted figures as a reference. Otherwise you are going to literally translate something that is already being processed by another brain. I mean, the painter that you are going to use as a reference already transported and translated the reality in his vision. If you are going to use his vision to create your own painting, you are doing 2 steps of transformation of the reality. So you have to use the reality, you have to use something that is from the real world. And this is not something wrong. I mean, I was speaking with, I don't remember who, a few weeks ago, and he replied, but this is a sort of cheating because you are going to use the reality. But I mean, it's not cheating. If you are going to create something, you are not, painting is not going to create it. Sometimes it's going to render. You can create the composition, you can create a color scheme, you can create something about storytelling, but when you are going to paint a material or something, you are going to render it, and the best way to render something is to use the reality. And if you look also at the job of some master, and when I say master, I mean people as, for example, Donato Giancola. Usually he took picture of real people, or Patrick Jones. They usually try to match the reality, literally placing people and then going to draw from the picture and going to paint from the picture. Hello Frederick, welcome. So I'm not saying to avoid going to look into the galleries or maybe watching other miniature painting, but don't be stuck in something. I mean, if you are going to paint this figure as well, try to not use this process or tutorial because it's not that. It's not a process. It's not a tutorial. It's more painting together. I can explain you my approach. I can show you some tricks and tips, but try to find your own reference and idea to create something that is totally away, far from my version. I'm using the Gerald Brown one because I want to create the tribute to his art. But if you're going to do not that, you can literally be free to explore what you want. And anyway, I will try to tribute his art, but doing something that will be not a copy. I will not going to copy completely the figure of Rome. I will try to put my own taste, my own flavor in it. So for example, for the next figure I will paint here live, that is this one. The next week I will start to paint this figure. I will totally create something not related to the original artwork of the figure, but I will try to create my own composition, finding picture on the web, by finding picture from flowers and something like that. So I will use nature to create my own composition and storytelling. This is going to literally be creation, going to create something that is not existing at all before. If I paint a copy of yours is a failure, I reject this. Will be my best model ever. No, if you are going to copy my figure and you are and you will be able to do that, your figure will be mine, so it will be not yours. So yes, it will be a bigger failure because you will be just a copy. But you don't want to be a copy. You want to learn the approach. You want to learn the techniques and you want to learn how to process. But you don't want paint like me, because otherwise you will not be your own yourself. I mean, when I started to paint, I was obsessed trying to be like someone, but I wasn't unable, because I was literally stuck in this kind of process where I was trying to be someone that I was admirate, I was going to admire, and I was thinking, oh, he's a good painter, I have to paint like him. And I was so focused on trying to paint like him that I was literally not learning anything. I was trying just to copy, but I cannot. We can't copy other people. If you become able to copy, you will copy forever, and you will never be able to create your own. And when you will not have a reference from this painter, you will not able to paint. That's the reason why for a long time I was thinking to avoid to paint box arts, because a lot of people are scared of box arts. A lot of people are going to approach a figure, then they say the box art, and they say, oh no, I cannot buy this model. I cannot buy this model because I will never be able to paint matching the box art. I mean, this is something that is totally wrong in this industry and this hobby, because a lot of people are scared by failing. You don't have to be scared by failure. You have to look for the failure, because if you fail, you will learn something. If you wait for very free or And I feel I'm saying free not in terms of money, but free in terms of free or by painful process in terms of learning. That's impossible with painting. I mean, if you want to become very good painter, you have to suffer a bit. That kind of process where you have to face the reality and starting to study from her. And you have to say, okay, I have to study how the lights and the things are going to be reflected or are going to work. So you have to study a bit. I do that, but I do learn so much when trying to come close. Okay, yeah, maybe as an exercise you can try to use other painters as a reference to learn some kind of process. But try to avoid to paint as another painter in terms of achievement. I mean, oh, that painter did that, I want to do the same. And you are starting to be a bit obsessed by the result. Or if I will never be able to approach the figure I don't know X is doing, or I will never become a good painter because I'm not able to paint the non-metallic metal with the same color, with the same effect, with the same rendering. That's not you, and you will never become him. You are yourself and you have to find your way. You can use other painting process to learn some kind of techniques and approach, but try to split that from the process and the figure. So if you watching me painting, you are going to learn something. Try to apply that on other colors, other figures, other approaches, other storytelling. Don't try to, but there is going to paint Witchhorn 3, I have to buy the model so I will be able to use the tutorial or the videos to match this painting. No. Maybe you can stay here to learn some kind of approach, some kind of techniques and tricks, something technical, or sometimes something a bit more philosophical, but then try to use it on other things. So you have literally to transform the information that I'm going to give you in something for yourself. I mean, in the last years I've been very lucky because I've been able to match some of they were my heroes. Some of the best painters in the world in terms of canvases, and I also had the chance to watch them painting. And the moment where I learned more from them is not on the painting desk, but is away when we were eating or we were telling each other stories, because sometimes it's more about the approach of painting, the reason why you're painting. If I ask you to the chat now, if I ask you a question, please try to reply, because I'm very curious about your idea about. If I ask you, why are you painting? Which answer are you going to give me? Please, if you can, try to give me an answer to this question, because for me it's very important. It's a kind of topic I take care a lot. The reason why we are painting. I'm very curious to see your answer, and we can discuss about them. Don't think too much about this answer. I won't see. So I won't have some kind of answer, a natural answer, something spontaneous. Okay, when I approach this kind of, we are going to paint here a kind of shape that is not so easy because the figure is sitting down. So we will have this area here going to receive a lot of light, but we cannot highlight too much this area because we cannot move from the attention. So we have to paint carefully to give to this area a realistic lighting, but without going to take all the attention there, because for us chest and face are still the most important part. I paint mainly to find my own creative way, and of course because I'm finding relaxing. Well, this is a very good answer in my opinion, because you are literally going to find into painting something that is going to relax yourself. You are enjoying the painting process, and you're also going to give a voice to your creativity. So I love this kind of question. Another one, I am painting because painting is an eternal skill I can never master, so it will be something I can enjoy forever. Even the top painter in the world come to competition and they tell me how much they wish they could do what another painter is displaying. This means it's eternal giving and challenging endeavor. Okay, I love this as well. I love this kind of eternal conflict around results and challenges, because for myself it's the same. I'm not that kind of painter that is going to join competition often, because I prefer painting for myself. So I can understand this kind of constant challenge with yourself, going to try to improve. For me it's the same. I do the same with, for example, games or video games. If I'm able to finish the game very quickly, or if the game, for example a board game or a miniature game, is going to be too easy in terms of learning the rules, I'm going to be bored very quickly, because I have to fail. I'm a bit obsessing by failing constantly, because I love the challenges. I love obtaining results after a lot of attempts. So very close to my own answer. I will give you later, maybe very close to the stream. I will give you my answer about this topic. But so Burkhardt, I agree with you as well. This is another very good answer. I do not agree too much in terms of going to challenge myself thinking about other painters, because I love watching what other painters are going to do, but I am not challenged by that. I'm more challenged by, let me find a way to do something similar, but on my own way, because I don't want to go to phase or maybe comparing. Frozen is giving us another answer. For me, it's a way to express beauty I see, and I like the three aspects rather than traditional art. Okay, probably because you love the physical object. You love you are going to literally loving the fact that you can turn and you can see from different perspectives. That is very cool as well. But yes, it's a way to express beauty, and nothing wrong in that. Absolutely agree. Hello Max, welcome. So guys, if there are some new people now, I was going to ask the people in the live chat here to give me their answer to a specific question. Why are you painting? I'm very curious about that. We already received a very cool answer, and I agree with them. But I'm very curious to receive more answers from you guys. I love a lot turning constantly the figure to look to each volume from this different perspective. So different perspective, because in that way, if I start to turn, I can look better how the brushstroke are going to create volumes or illusions. And someone named Bill, I can just know how Massimiliano is. Okay, Bill, you are surprising me. Please tell us more about that. Maybe you can name yourself with a very difficult version of William. Maybe you can call yourself Williamsburg like the colors. That would be a very cool artist name. Okay. I need an artist name. Yeah, Williamsburg will be the best. Let me pick up a cube for you. Yeah. That will be your name from now, Williamsburg. This is my probably most expensive color in my collection because I don't remember the cost, but probably $70, something like that. So if you were looking for your next artist nickname, Williamsburg, it's for you. Call me Max and we can call it even. Yeah, usually we call Massimiliano Max for a timing reason. For me, painting allows my mind to escape into as many worlds as possible. Oh, I love this answer. Yes, of course. Painting is my refugee from reality, so totally agree with you. And I feel the same. So it's a way to escape, absolutely. It's a place where all the bad stuff is usually do not existing at all. Williamsburg, it is. I probably had a relative who lives in Williamsburg. Hey, Bill, your new name. I mean, this is fantastic. I mean, guys, sorry, I don't know how we arrived to give to Bill a new name. We were painting, but something is going wrong today. So, or probably it's going better. So the question is fixed or broken? I don't know. Okay, for example, now that I'm approaching to upgrade again the lights and the highlights and the high midtones in this chest area, I have to paint with black carefully all the cloth edges here and the ears, because I need to see them very well defined, otherwise I will not be able to paint properly this area. Okay, probably it's better approaching a smaller brush for that task because I need to be very accurate. Bill, please. Maxburg. No, well, in my opinion, it's not matter of being or thinking to be an artist. You are painting, so while you are painting, you are painters. It's just, I mean, while you are Berg, you are Berg. I mean, if you are coming from Williamsburg, you are a Berg. Now you are a Maxburg, so you cannot avoid that. I mean, you cannot escape from that. You are painting, so you are a painter. At least while you are painting. So don't think about that and give us your answer. I just love to process the fact that even if I still lack techniques and knowledge, I'm able to create something similar to what I can visualize. Cool. Yeah, this is something about expression. I mean, sometimes it doesn't matter if you're able or not to do something, but since you are approaching that, you are doing that. You are doing that. I mean, it's just a reason of fact. You are doing that. I mean, I'm not very good. I totally unable to play soccer, totally, completely. But sometimes maybe I could play with my friends just to have fun. And there are no reason why I should not do that because I'm not a soccer player. I cannot consider myself a soccer player because of course I'm lacking completely in techniques and I'm completely unable to do that. But since we are playing among friends, who cares? I mean, if you are going to do something that is giving you freedom, expression, fun, nothing is wrong. But again, Maxburg is it's something over. Hey Bill, what do you think to join me during the live sometimes? I don't know if you are busy on Tuesday and Tuesday, but if sometimes you want enter in the chat, you can entertain our people telling very funny stories. What do you think about that? I mean, I know that you are able to do that because you are real creative, more than me. I'm just painting miniature. You are going to create historical artist names. Okay. So let's move on the palette to create a brighter muddy color here for our skin tone. So I'm going to mix a bit of white, yellow, and just a bit of brown because I need to keep this color muddy, desaturated, not bright at all. So now I'm going to do exactly what I did at the beginning of this live. So I'm going to paint again, highlights, midtones, but this time I will try to beam focus on this area. I don't want going down completely. I will probably paint the face and the chest here with this color, and then I will try to use the same color just to highlight some midtones up there. Bill, please, do you want to join the live next Tuesday with me? I need a shoulder. When you approach this, you have to be very accurate in this area, because it should be all this top area very bright. Also, if you have eyes, you can go to refine them later. If I John will obsess with to paint all week to try and get my skills back and get nothing done in the meantime. Oh, but I mean, yeah, of course, you can do that, and this is nothing wrong, but you can also join me just to chatting together, because I'm looking for a very good shoulder for those live, maybe more than one, having people speaking with them that know a bit about mind work and that already took lesson by me. So I think that you could be a very good one to do that. Okay, I'm starting to feel a bit happy. I'm impressed with how close you have come to the original color. I guess episode 1 has seen this process in it. Yeah, in the episode 1 I explain how I choose the palette, I choose the color, because it was inspiring. I was getting inspired by the original artwork from Gerald Brown, and why I prefer to avoid starting painting from white, but I choose to start to paint with a very dark black. No, I mean, I started painting from very white base coat, but I didn't start to paint with white directly. So I prefer building the skin tone starting from darker color, because with darker color I will be able to build layer by layer and volume by volume each muscular stripe, each muscular tones. By the way, all those lives will be recorded by YouTube directly, so you will find many different playlists on the channel for each figure. So I will try at least to complete every figure I start here. I'm going to introduce a bit of phthalo blue, just a bit. It's a transparent color, and I will use it just to filter some area, because I'm starting to feel that the skin tone is too green, so I won't balance a bit that. Going to apply some blue filters. As you can see, I can just apply a bit of color, and then with a bit of water I can move the color all around my figure. I don't remember who asked me about the reaction when this kind of glaze usually get dry. Sometimes they can leave on the surface a sort of stain lines. Honestly, with those paints, still because they have a very long drying process, do not leave any lines, so I'm very easy doing that. Okay, now to have a clear vision, it's very important for me now going to cover all this area with black. Otherwise, this white will go to distract me too much, and I will be not able to understand the proper and correct value. So probably it's time to give you, because I promised that I give you to I have to give you my answer about the question why you are painting. So if I should reply to this question, probably my reply will be I paint because I have to. I mean, it's not something that I'm able to decide. It's something that I need to do. If I do not paint for a long time, I start to have this kind of necessity to paint, and I'm going to miss that too much, like a sort of very normal and basic for me. So thinking about cannot paint is something that I cannot accept. I have to paint because it's the only way I know to express. It's something like, I don't know, a writer has to write because he has to communicate in some way. Painting for me is the same. I have to communicate. So it's something natural, it's something that I don't have to think about too much. And when I realized that I was painting because it was a necessity and I was painting for myself, I started to learn how to paint. I started to think about the result, about competition. I started to think about people. I was thinking about masters or comparison level. I started to paint because I was literally enjoying the process. I was literally living the painting. That has been probably the most important day in my painting career because it literally changed everything. And then I started to improve. I improved very quicker before. I never improved at the same velocity compared when I realized why I was painting. I was painting because it's in something that it's part of myself, so I cannot avoid. And again, I do not paint for other people. I paint for myself. And that doesn't mean that I do not paint for example, living, because I'm still painting for living. I sell my pieces to collector for living. I need to do that. I need to sell them because it's still my job. But I mean, why I'm painting, I'm not painting for them. The results is something that is going to be sold, but I will never. I mean, I'm not able to sell the painting process. I cannot sell that moment. So I think about the process, and this is something that will be mine forever. So I'm painting for myself, I'm living the moment of painting for myself, also if the figure is going to be collected by someone else. But when I sell a figure to someone, I'm going to sell only the result, the painted result, not the process, not the living moment. Do you paint on canvas as well? I did sometimes. I would love to do more. But sadly, days are composed by only 24 hours, and honestly, I'm not able to find time at the moment. That's something I won't do, but I have to wait a bit. I have to wait. I need more time for painting. At the moment, I'm painting, but also leading mind work as a company, and I cannot find extra time, and I cannot stop paint figure because it's again my main job. It's nice to catch a live stream for once. Tuesdays are a good day for me. So yes, mate, I mean, I'm planning to live streaming every Tuesday and every Thursday, the same hour. And probably we will start to do something also on Friday or Sunday, but of course I can't plan completely those extra lives because twice per week is already a lot for me. But maybe on the Friday and Sundays live we will bring something special. So probably for this Friday we will bring, and I say we because I will bring alive with other people from Mindwork. We will play online to our upcoming game. So we will do a live streaming about the Paradise Rule, and we will play a match live. Okay. Now that I have painted the base with black, it's easier for me to appreciate the value. So from bright tonality here, going down to the shadows and the darker one. So which one are the next steps? I will still paint the wall light here upon, pushing every time more white into the skin tone, and slowly I will go down. Of course, for the next steps it's a bit difficult to show properly during a live because I have to be very close, starting to refine every detail. I will try now to work during the weekend to improve and quite finish the skin tone, to maybe bring the skin tone 99% done for the next live, to show you just how to refine, just how to work on the details, because again, this process is very important, but it's also very boring to observe, because it's composed by a never-ending path of brush strokes on brush strokes. Sorry again guys for the very slow starting of this live due to the privacy mistake with settings. Okay, this is something very cool you can do with those colors, because if you apply a glaze, you can just pick up a bit of thick color from the palette, placing on the figure in the same area where you just apply the glaze, and then getting a perfect smooth effect. Very easy. Maybe I can do it again to show you properly, but it is something very easy to do. So if you are going to apply, maybe I can show that here. You can apply a filter of color, and then when the color is still drying here, you can just pick up a bit of color of a bright, and then you can blend this color just inside the glaze. And since those colors are very thick and the long and the drying process is very long. It's very easy and you don't have to struggle at all. It starts to be a sort of literally blending with spatula. I mean, you can literally move the consistency of the color upon the figure. And if you usually experience a lot of issues about wet blending and getting a very nice blended surface, those kind of process with those kind of color can help you a lot. Yeah, I mean it's very easy. It's a very easy process, and you can make a lot of experience with this kind of process because it gives you the control that sometimes is missing with other paints, especially the miniature paints. Because if you are painting with heavy body, more or less also from other companies like Golden or Winsor & Newton, it's very similar. But of course those are a bit more difficult in terms of management on the surface. But since we tried to create the bridge among those two kind of acrylics, this kind of process results very easy with those. I may not have to paint anymore. I will just watch this wet blend and listen to myself, yes, this is how I will do it. Please, Bill, please, I need a shoulder for the next live, so please join me. You just need a camera. You don't have to paint if you don't want. I mean, you just have to be with me. We will give artistic name to all the people who will watch the live. No spoiler. No spoiler at all. Finally needs work. Oh, guys, don't challenge myself because I can go to the Discord channel and I can change all your names there. And probably I will do that. I will go to create a new category for the people in the Discord channel, changing all the names in Berg. I mean something Berg. I will burger than you. Do it. Okay. Yes, okay, I will do that. I will burgerize all of you guys. Probably we can create a challenge on the Discord about the burger name. I mean, creating a sort of inner circle of people called Burg. And then one day we will organize a huge reunion all together in Williamsburg. That should be hilarious. I mean, again, don't challenge myself. Don't challenge me because I can be very mad sometimes, very crazy. So now I would love to do something like that. I mean, we have to organize something about Williamsburg. Williamsburg, the city of artists. The most artistic city in the US. I'm starting at the same time to feel a bit the necessity to start at least to sketch all around the skin tone, because otherwise if I will focus too much on the skin tone, I will not be able to match the skin tone with the other parts of the figure. So now I have to work a bit also on the other areas. I will not go to pick up more color. I'm just building from the skin tone another blending. So the same color I use on the skin tone, but this time with a lot of green and brown to create this kind of very dark, faded away green. That green. This green is very deep, but it's also muted because we literally burn down all the green power using black and using brown, and it will be the very good color for what I'm going to do, because I'm now going to paint using just very little brush strokes all the main volumes for the clothes. I have to do that because I have to start to balance the skin tone with all the other components and volume on the figure. Also in this case I won't have a very dark blackish cape, but to have a very rich black. I avoid for a while to paint the black. I won't paint with other colors, and then I will go to push down those colors into black finish. So the best way to paint black, in my opinion, is going to avoid painting with black. It's going to paint with all the color you have, very muted, very down, and then using the black transparent just to push down everything. Oh, just to show you how long is the drying process on the base. I use a lot of water there, but as you can see the color is drying very slow. That's happening to me every hour, probably. This is my secret. I mean, if you want to learn how to paint, you have to constantly ruin everything. So I'm going to slowly giving at least a bit of color to all the areas around my figure. I have to do that because I have to see how I have to balance everything. I mean, is everything part of the same scene, so I'm not painting them separately because they are not separate at all. Hello Casper, welcome. If you know, you know. So for example now, thinking about those candles, those are catching too much attention there. I mean, I have to find a way to balance them, because those are too bright. So I have two choices here. I can push down the color, but I love this kind of color here. So probably I have to balance, going to place and starting to place a bit of color also here. And here. And maybe I can use the same color to starting to paint the owl. I don't know why, guys, but I'm loving this owl. I mean, it's really awesome. I mean, it's so weird. That probably is one of my favorite part of the whole figure. Yeah, totally agree. So, I'm starting to be a bit tired because I already worked at 10 hours today. It's been a very long day. And I start to work at 8 a.m. Now are 10 p.m. So 14 hours. Yeah, oh wow, I just worked 12 hours, so I have to stop because I'm literally dying of back pain, so I have to take a rest. Thank you guys to being here watching me painting. As always, you will find the record on YouTube. I will share it also on socials and blah blah blah. And I try to push the tiles up for the next Tuesday, when we will start to paint the tiles and we will start also to have more fun about all those interesting components. So guys, thank you so much. Again, sorry for the issues with this live. It has been a bit quiet today compared to the previous one, but I'm sure that we will do better next time. Thank you for watching and have a good day. Bye bye. A very good day work to everyone. I was waiting you, Matsburg. Good night. Bye guys.